Hello, I'm Hawk.
This is Lady Hawk.
And this is,
Hawk Talk.
and we're playing Tower Unite today with these. I don't know what's going on in the background there, but we did this because it is the Halloween edition.
It is the Halloween edition.
So we're playing around in the. They just did an update, so there's all kinds of pumpkins and little things everywhere. This is one of my favorite things they do. The Christmas one's probably as fun, but this is more entertaining because we get these guys, little characters all over the place we can go do things with. And what else is there? What happened last year we thought was really fun in this game?
You can also change your appearance, so you can dress up like with a Halloween costume or things like that.
Oh yeah, there's what's going on over here?
Oh, I found some candy.
Oh, okay. Is it candy or is it just here? Oh no. It's like a trick or treat thing. I think every stand has that. Hold on. Let's go over here.
Oh, it just sits there?
I think it's just a thing. This isn't
Because
open.
before you would pick them up.
I think it's a thing, like it was like a mini game or something. I don't remember. It's been a year.
So we enjoy these like
Hot dog.
festive updates that they do, just because it's different, something fun to run around and do.
Well, we also haven't done the plaza for anybody watching. This is, I mean, we played mini golf last time. This is the multiplayer plaza. You can see people walking around there. There are players in here.
Well, and the cool thing about it is there's lots of games within this one game.
Yeah, most of them like that. There's typing derby where she's at. Some stores you can buy little goofy stuff at. There's this games area right here is all the multiplayer games. I guess where the mini golf and all that stuff would be. We have an arcade that's a lot like a Dave and Buster's in there. A casino, laser tag, bowling, and then in this building are all the condos. Everyone gets a condo when they start this game, so it's
I'm
fun.
not interested
We'll do
in that at
someday.
all.
Well, I'll do the condos another time. Let's give a rundown real quick of this plaza. So if you go in the arcade here, where'd you go? Oh, you're with me still?
Yeah, I'm going to follow you.
We're going in the arcade here. Do. Yeah, so you walk in, there's it's like an actual little arcade with all these games you can play. Now you have standard coin win games, you can win prizes. And some of these things are just, decorations for your condo or, backpacks, wearables and all that. And like this is where all the games are that we play or can play on here. We do mini golf, we ball race and mini golf for the two we focus on mostly. Accelerate, Virus, Crusaders. This one's new. I gotta check this one out. It's Slaughter Night Live. So that was a tour of the plaza. Just wanted you guys to see this game is more than just mini golf. And for anybody who's wondering what Tower Unite was, it's just basically it's a multiplayer experience.
It's like the hosting platform for all these games.
Yeah, pretty much. It's got like kind of something for everybody. Won't do it now. This gives more insight to what this is, what we're playing.
Oh! New quest. Find 131 jack-o'-lanterns. I got it. You just go up to the jack-o'-lanterns and press E.
Yeah, that's right. You got to go activate them. Yeah, because these pink ones count.
Yay! I figured it out.
One of them.
They're so cute.
Oh, there you are. Where'd she go?
Now I figured out something I can do for Halloween.
This is a fun game for all of you. The holiday stuff in this game is really fun, and it brings you back because we don't play that often. This one, and we used to all the time. We kind of waned away from it. We're kind of playing separate things right now. I've been playing other types of games, and
I play a lot of Dreamlight Valley because it's Disney and it just makes me happy.
Right? These things floating everywhere. Oh, they're gone now. So yeah. So let's get back to the topics at hand. But today on the agenda, we've got some celebrity side-eye segments. That's a new thing we're going to try out. Then we have Lady Hawk's vocab lesson. Because she's always wanted to run the magic school bus.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like Mrs. Frizzle.
And also, we just celebrated our wedding anniversary.
Do you know what number it is?
It was the 8th one. you wouldn't stop telling everybody, so I wouldn't forget. 8th one.
I don't think that's how that occurred.
Yeah, we'll go over some of the anniversary festivities we did last weekend and over the week, and see if we can remember everything. Because it's been quite a busy and eventful. And I'm being chased down by Hank Hill. I'm chasing. I don't know. Weirdest thing. Sorry, this game is just
Yeah,
weird.
you do play around other people. They
Yeah.
can try to make your life miserable.
I can't show my character because I'm not there. But yeah, you can go on and get other characters and stuff. I'm the Mandalorian right now. She's just
Myself.
you're pretty much just playing like yourself mostly. Little pink backpack. It's a rocket pack, so you can.
You can fly. Want to see me fly? Where'd
Go
you
for it.
I don't even know where you're at.
I'm right behind you.
Oh, you are? There you are. Okay. Yay.
There she goes. And
Okay.
There's no fall damage, so anybody who hates fall damage, play Tower Unite. Is it that really?
I didn't mean to. I was trying to get this pumpkin.
So I was sitting here on a bench doing our best impersonation of Forrest Gump. Right.
So the
How do I get out of here?
what?
Oh, I couldn't get off the seat, sorry.
Oh. Yeah, you have to press the left control button to get off the seat. I had that problem too.
Sorry about that. Moving on.
So as promised, the celeb side eye of the week has to be Adam Levine because we kind of brought that up on our last podcast. And I didn't go into any detail because I have my opinions. Hawk has his opinions. So if you are not familiar with the situation, Mr. Adam Levine's been married quite a while, maybe 6 or 7 years. He is from the band Maroon 5. And his wife is currently pregnant with their third child. And it comes out that he is texting some escort girl that he has been having some kind of affair with when he's on tour, amongst other affairs. But this one in particular, he kept on texting her that if he had a boy, he was going to name the boy after her, which is grimy. The whole situation is just grimy. And after further looking into it, because she didn't leave him, she didn't make a big deal about it. So it came out later. His wife is from another country. She sees things very differently. And apparently they may or may not have an open marriage when he's on tour. With that being said, Hawk then thinks that that means, okay, well, if that's their explanation, that's their understanding, then who cares? I get that. But the grimy things that you're saying and saying that you're going to name your son, if you have a son, after your said mistress, I mean, just that was it for me. I was like done with Maroon 5 at that point. So I do have an issue with celebrities that are just disgusting, that they use their celebrity status to be disgusting. I find it irritating. And so that is the situation that I was referring to last week, in which I said I have my opinions and Hawk has his. So do you want to elaborate on yours?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, it's their thing, and like I said, the information I get is usually like half of what either is said or in the media, because the other half, it's usually not the good part. So it was, oh, he had an affair, and my opinion on that is whatever, not my problem. And if they had an agreement, then really not my problem. And if he said some other stuff, that I didn't hear any of that because I really don't care. But if he did other stuff and made it more than what it was, that's a problem. Because like I said, what happens between the two of them is between the two of them. And if somebody else is brought into that, then you start, pining over the other person. That's a problem.
Well, and I mean, I'm not one that would ever be in that predicament. I would never put myself in a situation where that was okay. Yes, I get that if this is their understanding, if this is what they've agreed to, it is what it is. Why be married? Like at that point, why be married?
I know, right?
I just don't even understand it. If you want to be with other people, if you want to have those experiences, don't commit yourself to somebody. I think it's confusing for children. I think it's confusing for the adults. I think at some point someone does get overly emotionally involved. And I think after all that is said and done, it creates heartache for someone in the picture, whether it's the kids or the adults. I just think it's messy. And I think those are the situations where you see, spouses go crazy and these these crimes of passion because they're in this situation. They agreed to it because they thought they would lose the person they were with. And now they're not happy with it. So that's kind of where I'm at with it.
That's where Keith Morrison comes in.
Keith Morrison. Yes, that is where Keith Morrison comes in because they
whole,
agreed
you have that
to an
whole show
open marriage
series.
that they didn't want.
Like, that Snap show is the same way.
Snapped is always the crazy women, though.
But I know that one, but you know what I mean. It's why agree to something if you can't handle it,
Well, and perhaps at some, I don't know,
Stuck.
some point you think that you can handle it. I don't know. I would never feel like I could handle that. But, yeah.
Lost.
So that is my celeb side eye for the week. Adam Levine is a no for me. He's just a no. If you want to get with other chicks, don't be married. Right?
Oh my God, I did it.
Okay.
I'm sorry, I was in the maze. I made it to the center of the maze. First try. Pro mazer. What is this? Find the lost puppy.
So with that being said, Lady Hawk was in a pretty significant car accident when she was 16 years old. Or I guess I should talk about myself in first person.
You do third person all the time. It's
because I can't refer to myself as my real first name, so this is what happens. But anyway, at 16 years old, I was in an awful car accident. My cousin passed away. My jaw was shattered. My skull was crushed. I ended up with a traumatic brain injury, which I've recovered from mostly well. Hawk would argue that, but mostly well. But I also have dyslexia. So now with my brain injury plus the dyslexia, I sometimes struggle with putting things together, words together, sentences together. So when Hawk and I were at the beginning of our relationship, I was very upset with him about something. And I was so flustered because my dyslexia and my aphasia. Oh my goodness, what are we doing?
And a pumpkin blast minigame, apparently.
My dyslexia and my aphasia gets worse when I'm stressed or I'm tired or I'm upset. So since I was upset and I was telling Hawk that I was upset, I said, these bickerments are just ridiculous. Now, the word bickerment in Lady Hawk's head means less than a full-fledged argument, not as intense as a full-fledged argument, but not as simple as just a bicker, right? So it's a bickerment.
Oh, it's in between a bicker and an argument.
Yeah.
That's what it is.
So not as intense as an argument, not as small as a bicker. And so
louder and longer than a bicker, a little bit shorter and quieter than an argument. This is what it is. Like it'll have resolution within a few minutes over, opposed to the rest of your lifetime.
Yes. And so this past weekend, when we went out for our anniversary, this young server said, "Okay, what's your secret? How have you been married for 8 years? Because you seem like you're happy." And I smiled and I said, "We fight every day." Because we do. We bicker and work it out every day, at least once a day. Most of the time it's more than that. And it's never one of us is leaving. It's never, yelling and screaming. It's just, this is what we're going to argue about. We both have strong opinions. And so that's what we do. So I'm introducing this whole bickerment concept because we're going to have a segment to these shows or these podcasts where we discuss the bickerment of the week. So do you want to discuss the bickerment of the week?
Which one?
The one that's on there for this week.
Yeah, it was, of course.
Do you remember?
Yeah, because, I got it right in front of my face. Yeah, the bickerment of the week was us pretty much bickermenting about this entire, it was creative differences.
Yes.
And how we saw the vision of this going on. And it was, it's going to be what it is. That's just going to happen. Where did you go? Where are you?
I'm still getting pumpkins.
Oh, Um,
All right, so let's discuss this Bickerman of the week. Go ahead.
so that's what. I mean, that was the gist of it.
You
It
need,
was.
you need
It
to
was
give
the.
details.
What?
You need to give details,
There's details.
sir.
Hold on. I was trying to find you because I wanted you to go see that door. I just saw it and I was like, this door doesn't make any sense. Yeah, so basically it was just, I wanted to do certain things a different way. Which exactly what it sounds like, honestly, is, we listen to different things and watch different people, so we have different ideas. And I watch more of the gaming channels and along those lines, the humorous stuff. But it's mostly people kind of just talking to themselves. For
Right.
the most part, it's a single, gamer just kind of narrating what he's doing through his playthrough. Whereas, oh shit, sorry, are you following me?
Yeah, you told me to.
Oh, sorry, I didn't know you're actually here. It got hot over here all of a sudden. Yeah, come look at this door in here. This door makes sense. Look, there's a door in here, right? Look at this door. To the left here. See that exit door? Come here.
Yeah, I see it.
And look where it goes.
Okay.
There's nothing over there.
All right.
That's all I wanted. But, and so I'll be listening to people that are, narrating their games and making it humorous and kind of having fun doing it and whatnot. Where on the other side of it, she's listening to more of the true crime podcasts where it's more of a serious content, a little more structured, a little less loose flowing.
And celebrity gossip.
And celebrity gossip. And so the styles of what we are exposing ourselves to on a daily basis are completely different. And not unfounded. There's some lag going on today. You just absolutely just jittered across my screen. So we had some creative differences, which leads to the bickerments, but I mean, I think the big takeaway of a bickerment is it's not easily forgotten. What are you smirking at?
Oh, I'm just waiting for you to finish so I can add mine. Go
ahead.
ahead.
I'm not going to finish now. I'm going to filibuster. But yeah, I think what it boils down to is when we have bickers, it's like one or two sentences either way, and then you just move on with your day. Forget about it. You have an argument that lingers for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
You got to come back to that one a couple times. Depends on the argument.
Or a full-fledged fight is usually a couple-day conversation.
Full-fledged fight. We're just bare knuckle boxing in the garage.
No, we're not.
No,
Don't
eventually
say
we
that.
will. It'll come down to let's go. But yeah, so like the bickerment's one of those. It's in between where it kind of you make your point. You're both kind of just pissy about it a little bit, but then it smooths out, and you're like, oh, okay. You come to a quick resolution of it. It's just two people that have two different sides. So like she wants to do certain things one way, I want to do certain things another way, and
And what will probably happen at some point is I'll have my own podcast. He will have his own, and then we'll have ours together. Because then we won't have to have these bickerments.
like I said, we have different flows, and I don't want to sit there and be all serious all the time and whatnot. I want to do I already have a game channel. I just need to actually do stuff for it. That's what I'll probably do solo is I'll have the game channel. She'll be on it. When we have more fun, we don't have content going on, or we want to, if we're in a mood, as we call them, like we get sometimes you just get in that mood where you're just, hey, everything's loosey goosey. Let's just go be crazy for a little bit. And those will be a little more recorded and put on the game channel and stuff, and so that'll be something we're working on. It's in progress right now.
Yeah,
Did you find those pumpkins yet?
I don't know how many I found. I haven't found 131 yet.
They're it's lined up everywhere. I don't even know how you activated that.
I just went over and it said it had an E over it, and I'm like, well, what does this do?
I am lagging. This is bad.
It's probably just the game.
No, I know it is. This is the most people I've seen online in a while.
So anyways, we've had many bickerments over the last 10 plus years. We've been together for 10 years. We've been married for 8. We just celebrated our anniversary last weekend. And what do you want to say about the last 8 years? What would you like to say?
It's been up and down. Our trajectory has been up for the most part. As far as all around, I'd say we've gone from when we met to where we are now. We've progressed and grown.
I think there's a lot of personal growth for the both of us, and we've grown together. I will say this has been probably the most traumatizing and most difficult year we've had as a couple. And somehow I feel closer to him than I ever have. So that's very strange.
I know, right?
But I think when you go through things where you have to lean on each other, because if you don't, you're going to just crawl up in a hole and die. You find out if you can depend on that person. And then once you know that you can, there's nowhere else you want to be. So that's
true.
kind of where we've been recently. And so I think it was right before our anniversary, the week before our anniversary, we had our weekly aunt and uncle call. And so we were talking about the anniversary, and they asked us how many years, and we told them it was 8. And so they said, well, what is the 8th anniversary? And I'm like, I don't think 8 does, because it's not a milestone, but his uncle found it.
I mean, we know every year has a thing.
I did not know that. I thought it was just milestone years.
No, it's every year has a thing.
Yeah. So you want to go ahead and share what the 8th year is?
Oh, I think you should do it, because I think what you said earlier was way better than what I could think of.
What?
Pottery Barns.
Oh, Pottery Barn.
Or pottery. Yeah, it's supposed to be pottery and bronze.
It's supposed to be pottery and bronze, and I said Pottery Barn because that's just what my mind decided it
I'm
was.
sure you could buy both at Pottery Barn.
That's probably true.
I've never been to a Pottery Barn. I wouldn't know.
See, we did do the 5-year, which was wood. We went to one of those board and brush places, and we did this cute little... He did a sign that goes over our door. Actually, it wasn't even a sign. It was like a drink holder, wasn't it?
There it is.
Huh?
Candy has been placed everywhere around the plaza.
Yay! How did you get that to happen?
It said an event.
I didn't get that. You had to have done something.
No, I didn't.
Oh.
It literally just showed up as an event.
I didn't get it.
Well, look around. Is there floating things everywhere?
Nope. It's okay. Maybe it'll come later. Oh, no, I see it.
Yeah, it's in like the plaza
it.
area, the main area. See him floating around?
I don't know how to get it, though. That one was, like, too high. Okay. And so because we both been in marriages previously, there's a lot that goes along with that. You know, there's a lot of blame probably that gets placed on the new partner that they don't necessarily earn. So those types of traumas and experiences, I think, are important to keep in mind. I was talking to a coworker last week, and he asked, he's like, do you and your husband go to therapy? And I said, we've gone to therapy on and off for years. And that's not a bad thing. That's not a taboo thing. Like, people think it's such a taboo thing. And I think that if you get a good therapist, we've had bad therapists, but if you get a good therapist, I think it can be very healthy and very helpful. Our first experience with a therapist was before we ever moved in together, before we got married, because we were bringing children into this relationship, and we wanted to make sure that we were doing things correctly, you know? And I mean, what is your feelings about the therapy? Would you consider it more taboo, or is it an essential?
I think if it was like anything else, if you're going to a doctor to be healthy and check your physical health, you need to have your mental health checked and evaluated. Even if you don't think you need therapy, it's probably a good idea every now and then just to go and make sure, and or if you have at least have the idea of what therapy is, so that if you do want to talk, there isn't this stigma of, oh, I'm weak because I go. No, I mean, if you're at the gym and you bench press like 900 pounds, but you blow your arm out, you're going to go to the hospital and get fixed, or go to a doctor and do rehab, make yourself better to get back to where you were. Yep. The same thing with mental health. You know, I mean, I suffer with depression all the time, so it's up and down regardless. I've just lived with it. I know how to deal with it. But if you have something that it brings you down and hits you hard, you know, it's the same thing. You just took a hit and you just damaged your mental health. You need to go find somebody who can help you rehabilitate and get back to the point where you feel like you're normal, not the normal societal normals, but like where you feel like you're normal. And it could be different after the end of that. You could have a new normal. I've done it several times, and you learn something different every time and implement things here and there. What is that? There's a lot of like tombstones on the beach.
Okay.
But
But there's no shame in like the fear of going to therapy and things like that too, because when you and I first met, you told me I'm not going to get put on meds. I'm not going to go to therapy. I'm not going to do that for the rest of my life. And what did I say to you? Do you remember?
Not really. But I mean, I figure if it could, I think it was something along the lines, if it's going to make you better, why not do it or something?
Yeah, I basically said, if you are choosing to not take care of something that would make you a better father and a better employee, a better husband, a better partner, then more shame you. Because if you had a heart problem, if you had an issue with your thyroid, would you just not go on meds for it?
Yeah.
No, you wouldn't.
I didn't.
You wouldn't do that.
But no, honestly, I mean, I blew it off because for the longest time, I just didn't want to go through the burden because I didn't have like the proper coverage, and I just didn't want to deal with it. But after I did, I felt better.
And you had the stigma. Like you genuinely had a stigma about it. And, in all honesty, I come from a family who has a lot of mental health issues, behavioral disorders, things like that. A lot of them are brought on by substances, people that have addiction issues. But sometimes it's a dual diagnosis. I mean, it's situations where you have maybe a personality disorder, but you also have an addiction issue and you need that help. And we have to step away from that stigma. We have to step away from shaming people for taking care of their mental health because it's so needed.
Right.
I mean, I'm in a situation now, I've not been a person who has dealt with depression my entire life. But I have an environmental situational depression at the moment. And it's a battle, and I work through it. I work through therapy, and it's challenging. But I want to be a healthy mom. I want to be a healthy wife. I want to be a healthy person. I want to be good for myself. So it's definitely a much needed thing to go through therapy. I think that even when things are not bad, you should be checking in and just making sure you're doing the right things and keeping your relationship healthy. We've had situations where we realized that there were situations and places that just weren't for us, or people that weren't for us, and we had to cut things out of our life so that we could be healthy and be healthy for our kids, be healthy for each other. And that's what we had to do.
Well, yeah,
so
and that goes with the, like I was telling you, I get those things on the Google feed every now and then about, it's you'll see it of something along the lines of like, when is it time to just let people go in your life? And it was that's what I read was about like, friends, like when is it time to just cut like friends loose? And we come down to, if it's difficult to, it's like you're pushing the conversations, communication's difficult, there's like no benefit to really have them around. And it's not like a negative thing, like they're being toxic. I mean, with toxic people, you accelerate that process. Like, hey, you're causing me lots of problems, you're out. But just in general, like,
but if it's just like a friendship that has kind of run its course, you don't have things in common anymore. Right. I don't know. I mean, that can be painful too, but
that happens because, I mean,
it does. It's happened to me.
I was gonna say, you have that. I've had it happen. You've had it happen. Everyone's had it happen. Where it's just you got to evaluate every now and then, like your friendships, and just go on and figure, hey, are they worth it? Like, am I the one that's like pushing this? If you text people and they don't respond, or the conversation's like pushed, or they don't really seem like they're interested. It's like, all right, later. I mean, I have a couple people I talk to where they just get distracted easily.
Right.
And so I'll be in the middle of a conversation on text with them, that's still going, and it may be 2, 3, 4 hours before they respond. It could have been like back and forth, back and forth, back and forth, and then just stop.
Right.
You know, and people
That's a
are
little
busy, and it's not like I
different.
have itineraries of everybody in the same. I mean, what was the thing we're watching the other day on YouTube? Remember the video of the co-op gaming issues?
Mm-hmm.
And like the top 1 or 2 was that is trying to just get everybody to agree on the same game and be on at the same time.
Right.
You know, it's one of those. It's the same thing. It's really hard nowadays to get people to agree on stuff, and we have this problem all the time. It's like, what are we playing today? What are we gonna do?
I don't want to play that.
I don't want to play that today. I'm not in the mood for that. Like, we're not even playing a game. We're like walking around right now, but it's enjoyable because I mean, it'd be more enjoyable if I had my VR headset. I think that'd be fun.
Well, I
But-
think that's the thing about, and this is what some other generations don't quite understand about gaming, and I probably didn't understand it either because Hawk would play games more than I would, and you're like, okay, well, I don't really
There's a
feel like
stigma
playing.
behind it.
But I think that's what a lot of people don't understand is situations like this, things like this game, you just dilly-dally around and talk to each other while you're doing your own thing. That is how. So Hawk and I don't typically go out. We have children, and we're just not even in that phase of our lives anymore where we want to do that very much
Well, the things we do is mostly like with everybody. You know,
with
like,
our kids. Yeah.
well, yeah. I mean, we go. I mean, every now and then, like if we can, get tickets for everybody, because I mean, the more people, the more expensive something becomes.
Right.
But I mean, we go to NASCAR twice a year and camp out and take everybody out there because it's. I mean, even though it's only like 30, 40 minutes away from the house,
It's just an experience, and it's fun.
it's a
and-
completely different atmosphere. You go out there and it's just a weekend of partying and just having fun. And then and it's nice because we can enjoy the event more too, because afterwards NASCAR's a long day if you do it like the way we used to do it. It was a long day because we would leave here early in the morning to get there when gates open at like 8 o'clock and be there all day until it ended about four was about like race started. It was usually about 3 or 3:30 it got done. We weren't hitting the car until about 4:35.
Yeah, and then it took us forever to get home.
Well, the
because
first
of
couple
traffic.
times, yeah, it did. And then we eventually got those passes and parked a lot closer, and we got home within an hour.
Yeah.
Which made that was absolutely worth it. And then we were like, why don't we just camp out here? So we don't have to go anywhere, so we don't have to worry about it, so we can have a couple extra drinks or something and not have to worry about driving.
Mm-hmm.
Or, or being so tired you don't want to drive, because that's happened too, where it's just like, I don't want to go. I mean, I got to do it, but I'm so tired.
Yeah.
Those hot days, so just go back to the trailer, relax. And last time that's what we did. We went relaxed for about 3 or 4 hours, and
We
went
made
home.
burgers. We
We had
ate.
dinner, and then we packed up the trailer and just left.
Yeah, once everybody was gone, we were able to just leave and not have to sit in the traffic. And so it was a better situation. We're trying to figure out different things that we can do together and with the kids to make things fun. Our kids really enjoy going to NASCAR. They enjoy meeting the drivers. I will tell you, I was not a NASCAR fan before I met Hawk, but the drivers make it for you. They're pretty decent people. And so we really do enjoy that and have a good time. But to pivot back to the anniversary festivities, we did go. So
It started because your birthday is a day before our anniversary.
yes,
And so I took you out to dinner for that. We did the fondue place for your birthday.
the melting pot.
Yeah, we went to the melting pot, did fondue for the birthday, which is good. Like at that place, I need to remember what I get because I forget what I don't like at that place.
And it's definitely an experience place, I would say. It's not like it's the most amazing food you'll ever have in your life, but the experience is a lot of fun.
Well, I mean, it's a 4-course meal, and you're talking fondue. So we did like the couples thing, and so I think it was what, like how much was it for the 4 courses?
I think it was like $140, which isn't bad for
Yeah,
two
like
people.
$140, $150, but it's a 4-course dinner. You get your appetizer cheese, then the salad, or is it salad then cheese? I can't remember.
It's the cheese first. You get the cheese fondue.
Cheese fondue, and then you get the salad, and then the main course, which is like the broth fondue, and then you get the dessert, which is like a chocolate or a
Chocolate.
creme brulee or some sort of and you get like all these things to dip in it. So it's a fun experience. We don't do it very often, but
And then
mostly because
because
it's
it
far
was our
away.
anniversary, they gave us champagne, which was really nice.
We get champagne.
Our waiter was great. I
No, it was your
really
birthday, but we got the anniversary plate because it didn't have any birthday plates.
No, he knew it was our anniversary the next day. And that's why he did the champagne and the anniversary plate. So when he came up, he said, "So I know it's your birthday, but we don't have any birthday plates, but we do have an anniversary plate. And I know your anniversary is tomorrow." So that's why he did that. And I just thought it was really nice. It was a nice touch. He didn't have to do it. And he like made a point to come over and talk to us and ask us about, how does it feel to be married for so long? Which to us, 8 years is not that long. We know people that have been married 30 plus years. So, but to have somebody younger than us come to us and be like, "What's your secret?" That was just kind of endearing. It was nice.
Right.
I like that. It made me happy. And I just told him, well, we fight every day.
Pretty much.
Because we do.
You got to blow off steam, or it's
But they're innocent fights.
Up.
They're not like legit fights.
No, it is. It's because no matter how compatible you think you are, you're not. Like, even though, and that's what I don't like about those people who are like, "Oh my God, we're perfect together." I'm like, I would love to see security cameras at your house, because I guarantee when you guys get home, you're going to fight immediately about something. Or something goes out of whack, like if things go wrong. Because if you're in the honeymoon phase forever, and like you had a year like we did, like that's what I'm saying is this year would have destroyed so many people that just live with rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
Hey, so I got a question real quick since you're over here.
Sure.
What are they putting here? This is a coming soon sign.
They're gonna put a Disneyland roller coaster.
No, you're making stuff up. So don't even. This is new. I wonder what's going to be over here
Disney on
now.
the brain. And so with that, with discussing like, the therapy and how important it can be in a relationship and marriage, some people do just fine with no therapy. Hawk and I communicate very differently. And sometimes he doesn't understand what it is I'm trying to say and takes it completely different, and vice versa. And so that has been the most helpful thing, I think, that we've gotten out of therapy, is just learning how to hear each other.
Yeah, because we communicate vastly differently.
That, and it's just, when I first met Hawk, for the first 3 months, I wasn't even sure if he liked me, because he's just different. He's not expressive. He'll be so honest that he will hurt your feelings. He doesn't care if he hurts your feelings, because he's going to tell you the truth, which I value, but it can be challenging. And then I'm on the other side of it, where I've worked in jobs where you have to speak to people in a certain way and you have to communicate in a certain way. And so when I feel like he's not communicating that way, we struggle. I've gotten better at telling him that I don't like the way he's communicating, but it's still a work in progress.
Well, yeah, we're going to be working on that forever. Because, it's not like we came into this relationship with different ideals and ways of thinking and whatnot. And there's a spider down there. Ways of communicating. So, yeah, we're a little, gotta mix everything.
Well, and then there's the trauma of past relationships, whether it's marital relationships, romantic relationships, or even your relationship with your parents. That all comes into play. We have trust factors and boundary issues in relationships because of the way we're raised and because of the experiences that we have. And so I think that Hawk not understanding all the experiences I've had and vice versa can lead to misunderstandings. And so we really try hard to navigate that. And sometimes the best way to navigate that is with therapy.
And there's a thing of where, like I said, I don't understand what you say, or you may not understand what I'm talking about. And it's the understanding that you don't understand. And the other person's not trying to be mean.
Mm-hmm.
If you don't understand something, you just don't understand. That's fine. That's just ignorance. But, you can cure that with some knowledge. And so, you meet somebody who doesn't know something or doesn't understand where you're coming from. you got to have patience. You got to at least try to, work through it and be like, this is what I do. And then, like, stuff I've been through, she could forget, and she might say something or do something that'll trigger me. And I know she's not doing it on purpose, but I still get angry about it or annoyed about it or something, and vice versa.
He gets barky about it.
It's snarky, yeah.
No, I said barky.
Oh, yeah. No, it's just a thing. That's just how I am.
He's military. He's barky all the time.
Just do that because, it was just efficient. Most of the time, it's just more efficient. Just, hey, stop. Do this.
Yeah, well, I'm not a dog or your kid, so don't talk to me like that.
No, I'm not saying that, but, it's one of those, how many times has that been the case where, you, especially like the kids, you don't have a chance to go, you stop, be nice about it. It's, hey, cut it out.
Well, and there's things I would say that, every person has from just life experiences that trigger them, that make them go, excuse you, don't say that to me. Don't look at me like that. Don't interrupt me. And so you have to learn those trigger points. And sometimes you use those trigger points against each other. So
in marriage, no, you're pushing buttons just fun. Sometimes those make you mad just because it's fun. Like I've had
not even because it's fun. It's just like you get into this mode of, okay, you want to be like this? Fine. I know how to upset you.
Yep. Or it's one of those you can get. It's like maybe I had like a boring day. Like the day was just uneventful at all.
So you want to irritate me?
It goes both ways.
You really think that's a good plan?
It goes both ways.
Oh.
Sometimes you'll just push my buttons for no reason.
Not on purpose.
Oh, you do it all the time.
Yeah. No.
No, you do. Is that chocolate or blood? I think it's chocolate. I don't know. I'm still walking around.
All right, guys. Well, don't forget to like, subscribe, and follow. And we'll catch you later.
Yep, bye.
Aw, Potato, why you gotta be so cute?